Imagine for a second a place where the fundamental forces of reality, things like fire, wind, time itself, could be combined and synthesized. I don't just mean mixed together, I mean literally fused inside this kind of cosmic engine to create entirely new concepts, things like speed, soul, and even history itself. Well, today we're stepping right inside that place. So, here's how we're going to break down this incredible metaphysical system. First, we'll cross the threshold and see what it takes to even get in. Then we'll explore the forces of creation, the amplifiers and their opposites, the nullifiers. After that, we'll see how these forces are actually put to use, and finally, what it all means to master them. Okay, so our journey starts with Mitsuki arriving at the gate of time. But, you can't just waltz right in. There are two big conditions for entry. First, you have to possess what's called the power of temperance. And second, you must have already activated all the other elemental halls that feed into this one. So what exactly is this place? Well, think of the Hall of Time as this grand cosmic laboratory. Its entire purpose is to take 7 basic fundamental elements and, through this process of synthesis and fusion, create much more complex, higher-order forces that literally shape reality. The whole process inside the hall works on 3 core principles. It's actually pretty elegant. First up is amplification, which is all about growth and creation. Then comes nullification, the forces of decay and unmaking. And finally, you have motion, which is where you actually apply these new forces. We're going to walk through each one. And this is where that first requirement, temperance, really starts to make sense. Arlene's insight here is just perfect. It grounds this super abstract idea in a very real human process. Time gives us experience, right? Experience builds memory. And all of that wisdom eventually leads to the self-control you'd absolutely need to wield these kinds of powers.
All right, we're in. We've met the conditions, and now we get to the really fun part, the hall's first function, amplification. This is where the magic happens, combining these base elements to forge completely new forces of growth. Let's start with fire. Just look at how versatile it is. Fuse it with wind, and bam, you get a storm. With earth, it actually forms the building blocks of matter itself, like crystal and metal. But then, fuse fire with time, and suddenly the very concept of speed is born. And when you combine it with light, you get blaze, this incredible purifying force.
Okay, next up is wind, and this is where the system starts churning out some truly profound, really abstract concepts. It gets wild. So, wind plus earth gives us flight. Wind plus time creates rhythm and harmony. I mean, that's basically the foundation of music. But check this out, because these last two are absolutely fascinating. Wind and lightning, they combine to create soul, and wind plus light forges spirit. And the system's definition of soul here is just, wow, it's not treated as some vague, mystical thing. No, it's a tangible result of a clear process. It's breath, the wind, releasing energy that literally amplifies your nervous system and strengthens your body's bioelectromagnetic field. It's such a beautifully scientific approach to metaphysics. And the same goes for the creation of spirit. This is just brilliant. It's the act of attuning your own internal rhythm, your breath, your heartbeat, to a grand cosmic cycle, the rhythm of the sun. It's like your personal aura is literally tuning into the energy of the solar system. Amazing. And finally, what about fusing things with time? Well, that gives you mastery over cycles and thought. Time plus water, that gives us the tides. Time plus lightning produces coordination and control. I mean, that's the very essence of strategy. And maybe most profound of all, time plus light creates history, the force that preserves memory across generations. Now, for every force of creation, you've got to have balance. And that brings us to the hall's second major function, the nullifiers. This is all about the elegant science of unmaking, where every element can be countered by its opposite. Some of these are just beautifully straightforward, and they follow a logic that just makes sense, right? Water quenches fire. A wall of earth can block the flow of wind. And earth itself can be worn down, eroded by wind and water. It's this perfect, symmetrical system. But here's the crucial part. This principle goes way beyond just physical elements. To nullify lightning, you use earth as an insulator. To nullify darkness, you use light. And to nullify time itself, to completely cease all motion, get this, you use time. It's the only thing that can stop itself. So we've seen how all these incredible forces are created and how they're unmade. But what's the point of it all? That brings us to the third and final section, the Hall of Motion. This is where the rubber meets the road, where these brand new forces are stored and prepared for use. And these new forces are sorted by their impact. You've got some, like storms and tides, that govern the entire planet's weather and climate. Then you have others, like speed and harmony, that influence physical and creative movement. And then there's this third category, soul, spirit, history, that operates on the psycho-spiritual level of consciousness. And really, that's the ultimate takeaway here. This entire engine, from amplification all the way to nullification, it's not just some theoretical exercise. It's about systematically manufacturing real, tangible forces that define and shape every single aspect of reality. So, by completing this whole journey through the Hall of Time, by understanding creation, decay, and application, Mitsuki has overcome this fundamental barrier to a much deeper understanding of her world. And there it is. The mastery of this whole system signifies the breaking of the first barrier. It's like graduating to a whole new level of comprehension, unlocking the potential for even greater things. And all of this leaves us with a pretty fascinating thought. This system, it gives us a clear blueprint for how to construct a reality, from physical laws to spiritual concepts, all from just 7 basic elements. It really makes you wonder, if we were to map our own reality the same way, what would our fundamental building blocks truly be?